If you prefer something different than watching 5 hours straight of professional wrestling, you should visit the Shinjuku-Goen National Garden, located just a few blocks from the Shinjuku-Gomei Tokyo Metro stop. Although the garden was initially established in 1772, most of it was destroyed during air raids in the latter stages of World War II in 1945. The garden is a literal and figurative oasis in the metropolitan jungle of Tokyo. Strolling through the garden, it is easy to forget that you're in the world's most populous city. But if you needed a reminder, just visit the Tsukiji Fish Market. The Tsukiji Fish Market is filled with tourists, food on a stick, and any type of seafood you could ever think about buying, including stingray, which I filmed against the rules. The best sushi we had was from the vendors inside the fish market. But all of the food in Tokyo was fabulous, no matter the location. Whether it be at a small sushi restaurant called Yokokami Sushi, which had been owned and operated by a husband and wife team for the last 33 years. They were so polite and welcoming to us, even though they didn't speak a single word of English. Or the random smoke-filled izakaya next to where we lived, where we ordered a bunch of things off the menu and hoped for the best, while drinking highballs.
Kanpai?
Even the ramen we ordered from a machine was great, once we got by the learning curve.
One of that, right?
Yeah, 2.
2 of that?
Yeah, awesome.
And then there was one of the culinary highlights of our trip, Genki Sushi in Shibuya, a magical place where you can order basically any type of sushi for under 200 yen off of an iPad, and it is delivered to your seat within seconds on a conveyor belt.
Really an incredible place. Everything on the menu is basically 200 yen or less. I mean, it's amazing. And it comes to you in seconds. We're trying to figure out why this place isn't duplicated and exploited in America, like most of Japanese culture.
But if you prefer something smaller and seedier, there's also the numerous yakitori restaurants in Golden Gai and Piss Alley. And when I say smaller, I mean much smaller. Impossibly small.
Words cannot describe us. Like, we're little people, and we barely fit in here.
Being a fan of natural weirdness, I loved Golden Gai.
Superior Bar Albatross, which has a lot of maritime things and a lot of wooden statues and chandeliers. They made us go to the rooftop, so here we are. I ordered a sparkling sake.
What a country. They put you on the top floor, serve you booze, and then expect you to navigate a very small and precarious staircase. Try doing that in America with all the lawyers. But if you prefer safe, manufactured weirdness, you can always head into Shinjuku at night and go to the infamous Robot Restaurant, which has been attended by such luminaries as Skrillex and that one guy from The Walking Dead. It was at the Robot Restaurant that I learned a very depressing fact about world travel. No matter where you go, you can't avoid that one song by Ed Sheeran. Luckily for all, that was just the opening act, and we were led down another narrow, precarious staircase to the main event hall, which was filled with the most non-Japanese people that we had seen up to that point in the trip. As for the show, my words can't really do it justice.
Spider Gummy
What the hell was that? So after some manufactured Japanese culture, it was time for some manufactured American culture. That's right, Disneyland and Disney Sea. Even though the weather was cold and rainy, it didn't seem to dampen anyone's spirits.
Man, people love Frozen. You could say the weather is a bit frozen. Huh? I know, I should just let it go.
Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea are the only two Disney parks in the Disney Empire that are not owned by Disney. They are just licensed. And there's some small differences, like they have Mickey pork buns instead of hamburgers. Pirates of the Caribbean is sponsored by Kirin, and Mickey just sounds a bit different. But despite these small differences, much remains the same. Minnie Mouse is still a hit across all demographics. They still love to push merch, like this Tinkerbell statue that will set you back about 10,000 American dollars. And no matter which Disneyland you visit, the Indiana Jones ride is always broken. At least Jamie and I found the one place on Earth where the Japanese people weren't always so polite and quiet. The Tower of Terror. I guess it really is a small world after all. When you go to the Tokyo Skydeck at the top of the Mori Tower in Roppongi Hills, you gain an appreciation for the immense scale of Tokyo. While the bird's eye view is stunning, you really learn to appreciate what makes the city great by being on the street level. There you learn of the incredible organization and hospitality of the Japanese people. We are forever in their debt. For after 38 years, it was the allure of the Japanese people and culture that convinced me to take that first step, finally use my passport, leave my well, and begin to explore the Great Sea. Osewa ni narimashita.